Hold on, we got to
No, that
record
one, no.
that. We got. Wait, did you just repeat what you just said? Because I don't believe I heard you
I
correctly.
mean, okay, so Budweiser's producing non-alcoholic beer.
Right.
And at that,
Budweiser,
at
Heineken.
that point, is it still beer? Are we still calling it beer?
No, that would be nasty water.
Yeah,
A nasty liquid.
I mean,
but
right.
nasty
I mean,
liquid.
What is the point? What is the point of you're producing? You know, okay, fine, make your money, and obviously the can has to look a little different, right? So people don't pick up, you know, non-alcoholic beer and thinking that it's beer, and then it's on the liquor store, and what they're actually causing is another fight with a with a minimum wage worker with people in the store, right?
Or someone who doesn't want to drink alcohol and chooses to drink 0% beer picks up the wrong can and is toe up from the flow up,
right?
Off of two sips.
And now they're 18 months in the program is gone.
Gone. 24 years in the program is gone. And if
give
that's
your keychain back. Give your keychain back.
And if that's the case, we might as well get back into crack cocaine. Like,
you might. I mean,
if I'm picking up a chip, I'm picking up a chip. I'm not gonna waste.
Look, you know, crack light is coming, right? They're making non-alcoholic beer. They're gonna make for when you want to do crack, but you don't want all the crack. You don't want the crack side effects. So, crack light.
Do you? They did a movie like that though, non-addictive cocaine with Jeff Goldblum and Lawrence Fishburne.
Wow, I did not see that.
Oh, come on, man! I know the actors. I can't think of the name of the movie.
If only there were a device that we could use to figure this out.
If only there was some type of system or tool that you could Google Jeff Goldblum. If there was such a thing where you could just say something like, what was the movie that Jeff Goldblum and was in with Lawrence Fishburne? Deep Cover is the name of the movie. And you telling me you've never seen Deep Cover?
I've seen Deep Cover. I didn't know that was about, wait, was I not paying attention?
They were drug dealers, and Jeff Goldblum, Samuel Jackson, not Samuel Jackson. He gonna kill me for that. He gonna kill me for
This ain't going viral.
Lawrence Fishburne was the drug dealer, and he linked up with Jeff Goldblum, and Jeff Goldblum came up with a means of creating a cocaine that was not addictive.
Huh.
Yep. Yeah. If memory serves me correctly, and don't count on my memory because I was getting high back then. That's the topic of this conversation.
So we have the liquor companies now producing non-alcoholic beverages.
That's correct.
Which has obviously sent everybody into a tizzy and made people crazy, because Dunkin Donuts is now producing alcohol.
I don't believe that.
Dunkin Donuts
I don't believe that.
Is producing alcohol. Yes, they're making an alcoholic seltzer.
But I gotta Google that. I find it hard to fathom.
I do not want to see the Dunkin Donuts logo in a liquor store. I'm offended. I am offended.
Wow.
And it makes me question now, it makes me question the whole system. Who brought this up at the meeting?
What is this though? Dunkin Donuts introduces new spiked iced coffee and iced teas.
So ready to drink alcoholic beverages.
Something boozy is brewing. Dunkin' Donuts introduces new spiked iced coffee and teas available at grocery store and package stores across 12 states. The new ready-to-drink alcohol beverages come in 4 distinct flavors for both iced teas and coffee. First of all, why does it need to have a flavor?
What?
Well, no, first of all, why is it in coffee and tea?
They are selling iced coffee year round. Who brought this up? You know what it really needs? A shot of liquor. What? I'll be honest with you. I would have thought, if anything, see, they're not even going into who. Nah, I need to know more.
Dunkin' Spiked is perfect for day or night enjoyment and comes in 8 distinct flavors. So it's 8 flavors. Available in grocery and packaging stores later this month. This new line of ready-to-drink adult beverages elevates Dunkin's offerings, and we know our 21+ fans will love every sip.
You just said in the article for day or night. You are encouraging people to drink this during the day.
And it's coffee, so they're going to want to drink it early in the day. Like, who's going to want to have a caffeine-filled alcoholic drink at midnight?
How long before the cops catch on? Because people are going to be drinking this on the train and in their car.
But yo,
what is that? It's Dunkin' Donuts.
Yo, real talk. If I was still out in them streets, this would be my go-to drink for drinking and driving.
This is your go-to.
You would never know. You would never know I'm drinking.
Look, am I mistaken, or on that box, does that look like coffee?
That looks like coffee.
That looks like iced coffee. So you're telling me you could get a Dunkin' Donuts cup, a Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee cup, throw some ice cubes in it, and pour your beverage in and be straight?
It's on and popping.
They took it too far. They took it too far.
See, these are the moments that I regret having 28 years clean. Because I would be in a store right now somewhere in Massachusetts trying to buy this drink, or if it's in the closest state nearby, if I drove through or stopped through for whatever reason, I'm coming back with a case, at least.
This looks like canned iced coffee.
Wow, that's ridiculous.
How? Selling it in the grocery store
or packaging store. The
legit.
reason why they go ahead.
Kids love iced coffee, and don't tell me they don't. They love to take a sip of their parents' iced coffee. I see it all the time.
Yep.
How you gonna tell them no? This ain't iced coffee.
Agreed.
You lying? That is iced coffee.
That's iced coffee, and you are promoting alcoholism. That's what you're doing right now. Shout out to Juju, Nick Alexander, Adrian, and my man Gil Faison for checking in and hanging out with us on what are we calling this? Untopical topics.
Bro, this would be as if this would be if Ben and Jerry started putting liquor in ice cream.
It's coming.
This is the same
thing.
It's gotta be, and I can't fault them now.
All right, Hershey's gonna come out with some laced chocolate bars.
They gotta
do it.
There's no limit now. There's no whoever greenlit this at Dunkin' Donuts. This is the beginning of the end.
Do you think it was an alcoholic that worked at Dunkin' Donuts?
Somebody slipped it in. Somebody started coming in with their iced coffee with liquor in it, and people are like, this tastes pretty good. Bro, the first time there is a DUI and they showed a picture in the car of them Dunkin' Donut cans.
Now you can't go around drinking coffee because it's illegal, because we're afraid you got alcohol in your coffee. My man Adrian says, trust and believe there's a market for this. The people that would drink this are already drinking. Facts. But here's what I'm saying. Why do you have to put the Dunkin' logo on it? Why not just going into the business of making spiked iced coffee?
you're
come up with a
hitching.
new label. So you're saying come up with a new logo specifically for that?
Yes.
Like Johnson and Johnson's doesn't put Johnson and Johnson big letters Afro Sheen. It's just Afro Sheen by
Right.
Johnson and Johnson's, which I didn't know that.
Why do we need to know this is Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee?
Okay, before we skip over that, did you know that Afro Sheen was made by Johnson and Johnson?
Is it made by, or did they get acquired by? Because I'm kind of feeling like Don Cornelius and Soul Train had a hand in starting Afro Sheen, and then Johnson and Johnson came in, as they do. Johnson and Johnson pulled the Elvis on Afro Sheen. That's what I see.
What's crazy, Chris, is that I was listening to as much as I used to listen and watch Soul Train in my younger days. I was listening to a recording of it the other day, and I heard Don Cornelius say, and thanks to our sponsors, Johnson & Johnson, makers of Afro Sheen and Ultra Sheen Cosmetics. I was like, what? Johnson & Johnson? The same one that gave us the viral cure?
This is disappointing. Just leave that as Afro Sheen. You don't need to mention Johnson and Johnson. I'm good without them saying Johnson and Johnson. And you know what? I might have liked, I mean, I don't drink iced coffee. I don't know about you. I'm not an iced coffee drinker. No. I know you get down with coffee.
I get down with coffee. Yeah.
Iced coffee. It's just, to me, it's just not a beverage that you would think, man, this would be good with some liquor.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't drink iced coffee, but I have drunk coffee in a bottle. Like
a frozen coffee or something.
Right.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you. I would have thought that they would have did this to fruit cooladas before they did this to iced coffee and iced tea. Because I've seen plenty of people dump a nip of vodka in a strawberry coolada. So happens all day, every day.
What's up, Angela? Thanks for joining in. We're talking about Dunkin' Donuts, the new start of this alcohol-infused coffee drink. Okay.
Dunkin' Donuts is in the liquor business.
So let me ask you.
It don't even sound right.
So let me ask you this.
Dunkin' Donuts is in the liquor business.
If Dunkin' Donuts
you got any of that Dunkin' back there?
If Dunkin' Donuts is putting liquor into their coffee, do you think Popeyes is going to start infusing their tea with malt liquor?
Bro, obviously the licensing and all that is not difficult. So if Popeyes wanted to start selling Hennessy in their iced tea, they could do it. Why would you do this? Why not just start a brand of infused iced coffee and iced tea? Leave the Dunkin' name out of it. If it's good, it's good. It's fine. You got to tell people now Dunkin' Donuts is, come on, man.
And Adrian just said that the sad thing is that it's marketed to children, just like Joe Cool was marketed to kids to encourage smoking cigarettes. For those who don't know, back in the 50s, 60s, and even into the 70s and the 80s, there was Joe Cool Camel, who was a cigarette smoker, was a cartoon showing how cool he was. And just to add to that, Adrian, they also had the candy cigarettes that kids used to. When I was a kid, I used to have the fake cigarettes and act like I was smoking. I don't know if they had this up in Boston.
You get 2 puffs out of them. I know. I know. You get 2 puffs out of them.
I even used to smack the bottom of the pack before I opened it.
Because you were mimicking what you saw from adults.
Yes.
Dog.
Yes.
Come on, man. This ain't right. This ain't right. And I see how they just launched it. They ain't put it to no focus groups or nothing. Nah, just put it out. So do you know how many, you must know this, you go to Dunkin' Donuts. How often do you see a liquor store near a Dunkin' Donuts? All the time. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Let me apologize.
Hold on. Let me explain to the people.
Let me retract my statement.
Before you retract, let me explain to the people. When I first started doing comedy, and me and Chris was doing comedy together, Dunkin Donuts was our spot. Dunkin Donuts was our spot going to a comedy show and definitely coming back from a comedy show.
Facts.
Now, since I've been married,
since he done got old,
I've adjusted my coffee shop.
His acquired taste says he's bougie now.
So go ahead and you can now retract your statement. That I will give a little history.
Corey Banning.
What you want to say?
Corey Banning is a Starbuckian. He's a Starbuck shot. I don't know what we call it.
No, don't say no buckshot, dog. That's that has too many connotations to it. Let me say this though, specifically though, I'm not just a Starbucks connoisseur. I am a New England Starbucks because when I go other places, it does not taste the same.
Wow.
It doesn't. I get frustrated.
Now that's interesting because I've heard that about pizza. That there are other places that don't make great pizza. Like Florida. I know people in Florida that say the pizza in Florida is terrible. And I begin to think, well, isn't it all the same ingredients? The dough, the tomato sauce, you throw some pepperonis on it, you got pizza.
Here's something I'm gonna tell you that's gonna start a culture war within the West Indian community. Trinidad and Tobago has the best Kentucky Fried Chicken I've ever tasted in my life. I don't know whether they're getting fresh chickens over there straight off the island or the seasoning is made straight from there. It's not, they don't have a curry flavor. Not to my knowledge, I didn't see one on the menu, which doesn't make sense to me. There's not a curry chicken at KFC. It's the regular brand. It's crispy and regular, no curry. But it is the best damn Kentucky Fried Chicken, perhaps even the best chicken I've ever had in my life.
Well, here's the question. Would Kentucky Fried Chicken allow their franchises in Trinidad and Tobago in the Caribbean to add curry to the chicken?
I think they should. I think they should. I think they should.
You can only get it. You can only get it
in Trinidad and Tobago. I don't think you should have curry chicken in Kentucky because that's not, you know what I'm saying? That's not the,
yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's not conducive to this place where it's coming from. But how could you not have curry chicken at Kentucky Fried Chicken in the island?
Hey, listen, is this colonialism? Because curry chicken has been around possibly longer than fried chicken or the equal amount of time. Why wouldn't, before Popeyes gets on it, because Popeyes calling it ghost pepper. Okay. Man, you know you want to put some curry on that, Popeyes. Stop playing.
We might need to change the name of this show to Transition, because I'm about to transition into something totally different. But when you say that, as far as colonialism and curry chicken, about the distance and difference between, we had a cookout this weekend, and we didn't have curry chicken. We had stew chicken. And one of the people there was like, "What kind of chicken is this? I've never had."
Oh, they never had it. That's that I've never had this.
Oh my gosh, what is this? And you know our people, everybody in earshot just looked at each other. Nobody said anything. Just looked at each other.
They got him.
And he said, is this curry?
Listen.
No, it's not curry.
They are booking their trip to the Caribbean as we speak. I know where we're going for vacation this year. Oh.
Let me ask your opinion on something, dog. If this were to happen to you, speaking of this cookout, which is shout out to everybody who came out, it was really beautiful. How would you handle the situation? Somebody pulled up to the crib, black guy, black young gentleman, young man, and he walked through the driveway, and nobody knew who he was. I was like, that's got to be like a cousin or something like that.
Man, that is the when you come in, because everybody's turning and looking to see who this is coming up the driveway. That's a long walk.
And nobody knows who he is.
Right. That's why sometimes I hate getting to cookouts at other people's houses late. Like a friend of a friend invites you to a cookout.
Right.
When you get out the car and start walking up the driveway, the homeowner stops.
Yeah.
All his people stop. Who is this coming up this? And the person that invited you is never there.
Never there. They haven't even gotten that yet. Now you got to introduce yourself to everybody and explain how you ended up at the party.
Ain't nobody there to vouch for you or nothing. So you get that. Can I help you?
What's up, Lionel? Thanks for joining in. How you doing, Marlene? Good to see you up in the building. But here's the thing. So he came up in the driveway, and I thought initially it was my wife's cousin, but it wasn't. And I saw him, and I realized after he spoke, he's like, "Hey, man, how's it going?" I was in the neighborhood working, and I saw the cars, and man, the backyard smelled good back there. What's going on? It was a guy who had been trying to sell us solar paneling for like 3 months.
Oh, and you kept telling them come back.
Yeah. No, but actually 2 weeks before I hit him up, I was like, dude, although we are interested eventually, it's not something we want to do right now. So he knew because he said it.
Right.
But after he said that, so how would you handle that situation? Let me ask you what would you do?
I would have kept it business, because as soon as you would, right now he's looking at you're becoming his friend. So I'm like, yeah, well, we're busy now. I'm busy now with my family, having a little cookout here. Let me give you a call next week. All right.
No, he wasn't there. He wasn't there to sell the paneling.
I know he wasn't, but I can't. If I let you take a bite of this chicken or get a spoonful of anything in your mouth, our relationship is changed. And he no longer needs an invite to sell paneling. Now he's going to sell solar panels to his friend. Y'all on a first name basis.
So perhaps I should listen to you, but because of the audacity of him just rolling up and just inviting himself to the cookout, I was like, man, come on back here and get you a plate. Like, dude, he can't. Dude, he got a plate. He got a drink. He went around shaking hands, speaking to everybody.
Oh, he made more connects.
Yo, I started the music. I was playing music and put on line dance music, wobble. I put on wobble, wobble. He was the only one that got up and started wobble, wobble. Before the song got halfway through, the dance floor was packed.
That dude is about to close like 6 sales.
Yo.
Hey, you know me, Ernie from the cookout. Yeah, come on in, man. What's up?
Yo, people asked me at the end after he left, did you guys hire a hype man for your party? Like,
yeah, man. You're in a relationship now with that dude. Yeah.
So see, how the hell did we get from Dunkin Donuts?
Untopical. Oh, you know what? Okay. All right. I need to, let me see what's happening. All right. Hold on. Now I think I can see better. I can see clearly.
You got the link right.
Now.
Again, you're listening, you're checking out, listening to, watching the Untopical Topics podcast. We don't have an official name for it, but that's what we're calling it right now. My name is Chris Tabb. That is Corey Manning. I'm sorry, I messed it up. I'm Corey Manning. That's Chris Tabb.
Wait, I don't see it. I don't see it on your.
I posted the link in the chat.
I know, but I'm saying I'm looking at your page. I don't see it.
It should be. It's
you
there.
got it on.
It's pinned at the top.
You got 10 pages, man.
You got to go to my page, my personal page.
I'm on your page.
My personal page with me and the mic.
Yep.
One smile comedy show.
A stand-up comedy residency.
Yep, that's it. That's me.
Trying to tell you. Well, I don't know, man. I don't see it. Oh, you know what? You still have the last one pinned.
I unpinned that. Oh, yeah. I need to unpin the last one. I must be able to pin 2 at a time.
I don't think you're able to.
No, it's the same one. It's the same one. That's it.
Yeah, I still see that as pinned post.
Again, want to shout out our loyal viewers. Adrian in the building, Marlene, Lionel Thorpe, and Ray Yancey. We are on our way to becoming the best damn podcast in the world.
If we could get it technically right, it would be good. I got people hitting me saying it won't play. Like I sent out the link to some people and they saying they can't.
Well, this won't play?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, maybe it's their thing is goofy. I don't know.
We may have to go through another app, see what we can do so we can put it on multiple channels. But I like Facebook. It's my people's is there. My man Ray Yancey is in the building. Ray Yancey is you don't know Mr. Yancey. You don't know.
Here we go. I know Ray Yancey. I'm deeper with the Yanceys than you are, actually.
I know. Yeah, I know you've been know. I know you know some of the people. I know, but they're my people's, man. Did you go to their? Did you go to their? Did you go to his birthday party? Did you go to his birthday
comparing
party?
notes. Huh? I was outside, and it was packed out. They wasn't letting no more people in.
Mr. Yancey, if you're still in the building, tell this man you don't know him.
There were a lot of people out because a lot of people were standing around out front. And when I walked up, I was like, man, I can't even get in there. It's crazy.
Yeah, that club was packed. Was this your first time going to the club?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, because I had to run back to the I had to run back to the car.
It wasn't at a club, Chris Tabb. It wasn't at a
I know. I didn't say it was at a club. It was packed out. Crazy. People in the front and backyard. It was whew.
Last good book you read. What's the last book you've opened?
I'm not that strong with the reading. So I'm not even gonna.
When you say you're not that strong with the reading, does that mean you cannot read?
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I did not say that.
Okay. Just checking. Not that it's a bad thing. I'm not saying because some people out here who can't read.
Yeah, but you're kind of shaming me. So
I'm not shaming. I'm not saying it would be a shame, but I'm not shaming.
I feel shamed, and this is it's bad.
Do you feel bullied?
A little bit.
You know, there's a book out there on how to deal with bullying. If you can read, right, come up with some strategies on how to overcome it.
See, we're about to get canceled.
Okay, all
right. Let me. I just want to hit you with this because this is something that you brought up to me, and that's why I wanted to get a few more people in. Let me try to. You know what I can do? I can share.
Again, you're listening to Chris Tabb and Corey Manning. My name is Corey Manning. That, of course, would be Chris Tabb. This is the Untopical Topics podcast. Chris and I have been doing for multiple weeks now. I don't know how many weeks we've been doing this. How long have we been at it? Maybe our fourth or fifth?
It's been there for a minute. Yeah.
We try to do this every Tuesday, loyally. Somewhere between 6 and 6:30 is when we start. Although today we started about 6:45. But
6:45, and I've been out at work all day. Nowhere to run. Remember that by the Spinners? Nowhere to run. Games people play.
I'm not that old.
Wow, you
Not that
bullshit.
old.
Okay, so I'm throwing this out to a couple of people because I wanted them to jump in for this next topic I'm going to bring you, and this is actually a story that you sent me.
Which one is it about the nurse that has the night job?
No.
Is it about the?
Wait, no, don't start going over everything because might be kids watching, so it's fine. It's fine.
I'm just saying, there's multiple things I share with you, Chris.
I know. So don't. Yeah.
Sure.
Don't do it.
I got one more. I'm sure you might be.
All right. I think. Yeah. Okay. I'm on. All right. So look. It was a guy who was sent to jail for non-payment of child support.
Yeah.
And you and I have both been through the system. I'm going to say this. I do not miss it. It's not always necessary. I mean, you could have two adults just talk and work it through, but that's neither here nor there. The system is set up. This is the way I believe, and if anybody's on that's had a different experience, it's to provide, if the mother and father are not in a relationship, not together, and I'm paraphrasing, if they're not, because you could be in a relationship but be friends, right?
Right.
So if you're not together in a romantic relationship, I guess we'll call it, the father has to provide support for the child, not spousal support, which is different, right?
Right.
Yeah. So you have to provide support for the child as determined by the courts, and there's some mathematical formula to it. I don't know. Is it? It's because it's not just based on your income.
No, it's based on. And so it depends. And it also depends on the state that you're in.
Because it's also based on your hopes and dreams.
And
they'll take those too.
And what you did to the baby mama.
Of course, the emotional
during the relationship.
Well, no. Whatever is said that you did.
Correct.
Whatever.
Correct. And if you're happy.
Definitely.
If you're happy.
If the mama's happy, if the child's mother is happy.
If the child's mother is happy, you stand a chance. But if
you might pay less.
You might pay. If she's real happy, you might
and if the father is in a relationship of his own.
Yes, but if the mother is happy, but you're happy, you can't be as happy as the mother.
Your happiness has a cost.
Yes. And
your happiness has a price.
My advice to anybody who is going through child support right now, on the verge, do not post on social media. Don't post anything that you do. Nothing.
Nothing about your happiness.
Nothing about. You can post some sad stuff. Post sad stuff. You get in a car accident. Well, no, don't post a car accident because then you're showing you got a car.
I would say post going to work, but you also gonna get jammed up. Oh, you want to be around here driving cars and wrecking them?
You can't even post that you caught a transmissible disease because that means you out here having sex.
Listen. So it's designed to, teach the dad a lesson.
Here, let's be clear. Let's be clear. There are some flip situations too. There are some mothers out there that are paying their child support too. But dads, blessed, good job,
And
fellas.
that's why I
I'm
wanted
sorry.
that's why I wanted some others to we give a chance for some others to, speak in, because their situations could be different. I don't know how many viewers you have now, or if they have children, they're in a relationship or whatever. So that brings us to the point where this particular gentleman could not pay the child support that he was ordered to pay for whatever reason. It could have been job loss, and you know what? It doesn't matter why you can't pay. You can't pay, you're facing the consequences.
Right.
My leg got chopped off by a helicopter. You got to pay, but I can't get to. You need to pay. Yeah, but
you need to pay. You need to pay something.
You need to pay something.
Yeah, if you
show effort,
some type of effort. You have to. It's not that you, because I in my situation, I'm going to speak for me. I was out of work for a while, and they made an adjustment to what I was paying, so I had to pay that amount.
But that was based on your history, because when you were working, you were paying, right?
Mm-hmm. But when this is in North Carolina, not in Massachusetts, so breathe.
Right.
I told you it's different. I see you raising up. Calm down. I'm talking about North Carolina.
Because I was out of work.
And they made you pay based off your payment history.
They based off you alive. Pay something.
They told me that basically, like my mom just said, you can't squeeze blood from a turnip. So you need to pay whatever you can. And which was ironic, because I was actually paying more or contributing more than what they told me I had to pay.
Because you as the male might be in a relationship where somebody's helping you out.
Right.
Could be your mama, could be a girlfriend or whatever. If you making money.
Don't do that. Don't do it. Don't do that. Because I know the statutes of limitations are up. But I'm still trying to have a happy life. I'm trying to. Things are good between us right now, and I don't want that to change. We're on a very friendly basis.
Right.
But if you insinuating I was happy, and so much so that I had other people helping me
you
contribute,
weren't happy.
I was sad.
I
was unemployed.
You're not
homeless.
Regretting. This has nothing to do with regretting your child or anything. You're a happy parent.
Now, I'm gonna tag this and I'm gonna let you move on. We were talking about, like, if you're in an accident, you can't post that, because if you're in an car accident, she's gonna be like, you got a car.
You had a car.
You had a car. It had an accident. Right. If you're showing yourself you got to go to work, you're tired of going to work, that means you got a job. The other thing is, if you post that you're homeless, you take a picture of yourself, a selfie of you in a homeless situation, you have a phone. Go ahead, Chris. I digress.
Change your plan. Change your plan. Go to nights and weekends for free.
You making that call on the Wi-Fi, because
you holding your phone up trying to get a signal. Listen, my man got jailed because he could not pay child support.
5 years he was in jail. 5 years. He did 5 years in jail for not paying child support.
God knows what happened to him while he was in jail. God knows what happened to him while he was in jail. And I say that to say, so it's not just 5 years. It's compounded, because the stuff that's happening to you in jail adds on to your time.
Right.
You could be with a person for 2 years, but it feels like 8. Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
And if depending on the type of relationships you had while you were locked up, it can feel like 8 to 10 inches.
No, That's bad. That's bad.
I'm just saying.
Now, he ain't in there for no violent crime. He's
Mm.
in there for failure to pay.
Mm.
He's a victim. He's what's known as in jail as a victim. He ain't in there for beating people up in a club or stabbing somebody. He's in there for failure to pay.
Failure to pay, and so he's failure to pay, and he's not falsely accused by the courts. He was arrested and sentenced for failure to pay.
And whatever else you got going, because they'll come to your job and pick you up.
Mm.
So your reputation and everything gone. You got a record. Your reputation, like, you know, hopefully he wasn't working a place local where they'd be like, yo, you remember the day they came in, they put him on his stomach, put his hands behind his back, you know, because you're an upstanding citizen of your community. And if people see you being led away in cuffs, regardless of innocent or not, we saw you get arrested.
And relationships lost because he's going to jail. He could have been in a good relationship with another, you know, a partner.
Yeah, right. Somebody he's going to work every day. He's doing what he needs to do. Woo, woo, woo. He didn't sign up to be with somebody in jail.
Right. And the disconnect from him from being with his kids.
It affects everything. There's a ripple effect to it, right? There's a ripple effect. Lo and behold, ladies and gentlemen, he gets out of jail and takes her to court and has a DNA test of the child.
And for those who don't know, like, I actually saw an article where they said that a story that may be relevant to why that came up for me, because I was just reading an article or listened to an interview where they were saying that 40% of the DNA tests that are done come back to show that the father is not the child's biological father. 40%. And these are not just cases where the father is trying to find out whether or not he's the father of the child. These are cases also that include when, you know, going for the person that's passed or died and they're trying to get their the will and all this other stuff to prove that who they are in relation to the man. And now the kids find out.
Right.
The kids find out after the father has passed that they're not the child.
That was never my dad.
That was never my dad. And they were saying that some cases, the people are told on their deathbed that they say that man was not my children's father.
Also, the family of the father finding out later on, maybe, you know, if he's passed or he's incapacitated, the family of the father finding out that child was never his. Long story short.
Hold up. Let's do it like this. Let's do it official. Let me see. I think I can do this. Let me see if I can do this. Let's listen to what happened. Since we've set it up so nicely, let me share sound, optimize the video clip. This is so unprofessional. We need producers. Are you seeing it?
I see it.
To pay child support for the defendant, Ms. Sears' son, Dylan.
That's right.
Mr. Manser, you are not
God.
his father.
5 years in prison.
You know who his father is.
Yes, I talk to him still.
She should be convicted of some crime.
No, I should not. I didn't. Mr. Manser, you spent 5.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. I cannot even fathom or imagine going through something like that. 5 years?
I truly hope that man has found a church. The only thing that is going to get you through that is the power of prayer.
I don't think that.
They say, I know, but you know how they say you gotta let stuff go. You gotta love thy. how do you get past that?
Yeah, okay, you're right, and you have to let stuff go, and I'm a big proponent of that. But in situations like that, especially if she knew he wasn't the father,
That there, she knew he wasn't. Could have went. She could have went to the courts and explained it all, and he would have got out. She could have proven it just with the DNA test, and was probably dealing with the dude who was the father.
she said it in the thing. She said she still talks to him to the day,
and he's on the hook for nothing.
Nada.
That guy doesn't have to pay.
But and here's the other side of that. Another side of that. You have some individuals. I don't want to say women, but it has to be women because they're in this case because they're the mothers. You have some mothers some women that when they have a child and they don't know who the father is, or they feel like the father that they believe is the child is not going to be a good father, they will pick someone that they know doesn't have the capacity to stand up and speak for themselves and will show up and take care of them and the child.
Yeah, dog.
So Ayana says she agrees with both of us, but he signed the birth certificate. So so here's my question to that. Here's my question to that. She's right. One of the things that happens when you are with someone and the child is born, if you sign the birth certificate, what you're signing on to is
you're signing the contract.
Sign the contract to say you're the father of the child. Does that mean that it should be mandatory for women, for couples to do a DNA test when the child is born?
That's almost saying signing the birth certificate is like buyer beware. That's treating it like it's a car or a mortgage, treating the child like that. Because you're saying, well, you signed, that's it. You signed a bad record deal, that's it. Honor the contract. Wow.
But that's what it is. But so
that's my response to that, because years later, when that kid's 18, 19, 20, and hopefully the child doesn't regret or resent his mom for being lied to, and if he says, why did y'all do that to me, is the answer, he signed the birth certificate. That's wow. No. I'm not disputing the validity of the contract. It is a document. It is.
I don't know if I'm reading what Ayana says. It's a legal federal document. Okay, yeah. I didn't realize you could read it, but
yeah.
Here's the thing though, in those cases where an individual makes a conscious decision to sign the certificate, the birth certificate, if knowing that that's not their child, then I think that has validity.
Knowing that it's false representation.
No, so if let's say it's several different examples, but I give an extreme example. Let's say I start dating this woman. She was in a relationship with a man. She got pregnant. She was like 2 or 3 months in pregnant when we met. We fell in love, and he for whatever reason he couldn't be the father. Maybe he went to prison. Maybe he died, or maybe she doesn't want him in his life because he's an abuser, whatever. And because I love her and we decide to make a commitment, a loving, lasting commitment, I say, you know what? I want to be the father of this child. Can I put my name on the birth certificate? That's different than a woman knowing that you're not the father and saying or asking or expecting you to sign the birth certificate simply because you're in a committed relationship, what you thought was a committed relationship, and now you must sign the form. That's different. I think there's something with that. Okay. Adrian says, if there's doubt, a DNA test can be done even after you sign the birth certificate in North Carolina. Wow. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I think after a DNA test is done, that I'm pretty sure that brings a lot of things into question.
Yeah,
about your legal responsibilities.
it's like the lemon law. It's like since you're using the car analogy. Like if you buy a car and within a certain time frame, it turns out to be a lemon, you can get your money back.
Right. You signed it. You signed it. And if that's the case, there needs to be some fine print on birth certificates.
Okay.
Let's just put fine print on birth certificates.
Here's the question, Chris, that might get you and me canceled. we both have sons.
Mm-hmm.
Your son is in a relationship with the girl. Within a short period of time, she's pregnant. Do you encourage your son to get a DNA test?
Yes.
Just like that?
I am going to explain to him what he's getting himself into. I mean, you can. Here's the thing: you can only hope.
You're going to explain to him what he's committing to and what he's going to be responsible for the rest of his life.
Just in case he's not aware.
Yeah.
And this is that part. We've had that conversation about. You hope you've imparted enough of yourself on your child. Your kids are going to fuck up, right? Of course they are.
Right.
That's what makes them kids.
Right.
But in situations like that, you hope that you have imparted enough of yourself on your child that they will at least come to you.
So here's the poll question. Here's the poll question for the group. Should DNA testing be mandatory as a part of the birth process? Should that be mandatory? If 40%, that's close to half of the DNA tests that are actually taken, come back to show that the father of the presumed male, the father of the baby, is not the actual father. 40%. So my question to the group, either you can put it in the chat, your response, or if you want to, inbox me or Chris, your answer now, or if you're watching this later, what are your thoughts? Should it be mandatory to have DNA tests? Is there any other situation where it's mandatory for you to get tested before? Adrian says should remain optional. Do you want to? But
optional is, and I get it. I get where they're coming from because this is such an emotional. It's an emotional situation, right? Because you're in a relationship with a person. Of course, this person is with me, and I'm with them. I've been with them every day. Now she's pregnant. Boom. Of course, this is my child. He also took a trip to Aruba. Right before y'all got together.
Here's my thing.
Took a girl's trip to Aruba right before y'all got together.
Ayana says mandatory means taxpayer money, and yes, I think it should. I think it depending on it.
Very, very easily fixed. It's
covered
in the healthcare. Yeah, it's
system.
covered in the insurance.
Here's my thing. I understand. I understand the optional, and I'm leaning somewhat towards that. But my question is, why not? Why not?
Right. Why not slam dunk it?
Yeah. If it's not. I think it's if it's looked at as being optional, and you ask for it. That is a presumption of doubt. If it's mandatory, then it's not a presumption of doubt. It's just something that needs to be done. And for the mother and the father, and more importantly, the child, it helps them to know and solidify that this is the family that I'm born into. Because I would rather be hurt and embarrassed, or however you want to look at it, being a father, if a woman tells you that you are the father of the child and you find out when the child is born that you're not. I'd rather have that pain then.
Listen, you would rather have that pain then, of course, because it could be 26 years later, and they hit you with a 21 and me, and it's like, who are you, dude? Who? I've been I've been having this dude in my house, eating my food, sending him to private school, paying tuition. Like, that's why I'm saying a lot of people look at this as such an emotional thing because you've laid down with a certain person that you should know. You should know. And here's the thing. It happens when you're buying when you get married, don't you have to do blood tests and sign stuff?
Yes. Yes. To check to make sure you, and especially as in the Black community, to make sure you both don't share sickle cell trait.
And to make sure this ain't your cousin.
Facts. Here's the thing. For me, I'm not gonna say it's not about, but for me, it's not solely about the money. I mean, it's gone.
It's not about the money and it's not about the doubt.
Right. It's about the pain and anguish for everyone involved to find out years down the road that the person that you were considering your intimate family is not who you thought they were.
And some other person out
there. Paper doesn't mean anything. Paper doesn't mean anything, right? It's the relationship. You know, anybody could be anybody could be a father, but everybody can't be a dad, something like that.
Yeah.
So, but still though, like, do you know how much it will hurt to find out that the child you raised is not your child? I'm not even talking about the money. I'm talking about just the
and you're jamming up
connection.
3 lives. You're jamming up 3 lives. Yours, the kids, and the dude who's really the father.
Yes. Yes.
Now, here come, and I don't know what the statistics are, but what kid doesn't want to know, who is my dad then? That kid's going to go on this quest, okay? Mom's is jammed up because she got to come clean now.
Mm-hmm.
Mom's got to come clean.
Yeah, so that's 4 people. That's
4 people's lives is jammed up.
And how is that gonna carry over to the next generation? That behavior and that tendency, or that baggage that son or daughter will carry into their relationship because
now they jammed up.
The misrelationship that they thought they had with the father that really wasn't theirs.
And now you got to get to know them. You got to get to know. Okay, so I know a lot of times in these scenarios, right? The father, if he's a real father, will just say, "All right, it's messed up, but I still consider this him my son."
Oh yeah.
But the relationship is different. You know what I'm saying?
And the relationship is different because both people are aware.
Are aware. It's like you've been watching high def your whole life, and now somebody put the movie on for you in standard def. I can still see it, but there's just something I can't.
It's an 85-inch QRC or whatever. And
bro, and I know you got to get ready to jump. Now all this other stuff come up. The person is ready to go to college. The tuition got to come out of your pocket. He's getting ready to get married, and they looking for 10 stacks from you to get married. Yeah, of course you're gonna do it. God forbid the person go to jail.
How about this?
And now you got to pay bail, and now you don't think it's gonna come up in the back of your head and be like, well.
You coming at it from the financial aspect of it. I'm coming at it from this emotional piece.
It's a part of it, bro.
But it's a big part of it, not to degrade it, but I think the other bigger part, and because when I say this, you're going to definitely understand what I'm saying. You have a daughter that you've been raising for 30 years. She's getting married, finds out that you're not the father. The person who is the father wants to be in her life and develop a relationship. Now he wants to walk her down
the aisle.
See? Money, it doesn't matter. Let me know.
Now you got to sit up there with the tight lip in the front row at the wedding. This nigga.
Ain't gonna
And
be
what
no-
can you say? I mean, you can
there's a lot I'm
argue.
gonna say.
You can argue it. You can fight. You can't fight the dude.
Right.
It ain't his fault. It's your wife or girlfriend's fault. 4 lives jammed up, and you don't want to take that 15 minutes
So
do
I
that
wa- I
blood
want
test.
I want to address this, and I got to run after this. But Adrian says if there's doubt at conception, then there was a lack of trust initially. And I totally agree with that, Adrian. My point is, and I'm not saying whether I think it should be mandatory or shouldn't. What I'm saying is, in many cases, the men who find out later in life that the child isn't theirs, there was no doubt in their mind when their baby was born that was their child. They
That's what
believed
it is. There
from
was
their
no
heart that was their child.
now. If the moms knew, and which is the scenario we just produced, the mother knew, and never said a word. No repercussions. Nothing happens.
That's got to be some kind of.
Isn't
Well,
since and I see Steph Ryder say you can marry your cousin in Massachusetts, no blood work is done. That's another show. It sounds like she had some experience there. But here's the other thing. Ayanna said it's a federal document. So the fact that I signed, she knew there's no charges here. It's still a federal document. Now the feds are involved.
You're right. Because she signed the document too.
She signed it too.
She signed the document saying that he was the father.
Isn't it fraud? Are we talking fraud? So somebody else about to do 5.
What was the name of the guy who went
And
to jail?
the kid's not going to have a dad when his mom's in jail.
Is that the ultimate Ponzi scheme?
That's a Madoff.
This is Bernard Madoff. If the child's name, let's say on Happy Days.
He got my name.
Let's say on Happy Days, Ponzi father finds out that he wasn't the child's father. Would that be a Ponzi scheme in federal court?
A Ponzi on Fonzie? The Fonzie Ponzi. He ran a Fonzie Ponzi on him.
I totally messed it up. I mixed Fonzie with Potsy. I was thinking Potsy and said Ponzi. I mixed the two. It's time for me to go, man. It's time. Where you at this weekend, man? Where you at this weekend?
I think I'm at the comedy scene. I think. Yeah, I think there's one show at the comedy scene this weekend. I gotta get my schedule together.
All right, where can people find out more information about Chris Tabb?
At Chris Tabb Show, or please follow me here on Facebook, because this is my brand new Facebook page, and I welcome. I miss my thousands of people that I had as people. I think I got 30 people follow me on Facebook right now.
Are you still trying to get your Facebook page back?
It's still out there, bro.
No, I'm saying, are you still going through Facebook to try to get it back?
I would love to, but I don't. I've exhausted all resources.
Okay, all right.
I even submitted something for the lawsuit to get part of the 4.5 billion.
Adrian says, enjoyed the discussion. Blessings to you both. Thank you so much. Same to you, Adrian. Same
Appreciate
to you.
It. All right, go do your thing, bro.
Oh, wait a minute. Can I tell them where I'm gonna be at this weekend?
Oh,
you
my
think I'm
fault.
not working?
I don't know, man. I thought you run home to check birth certificates.
No, I'm gonna be at the DNA office. I'll be at the DNA office on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
I just booked time down at the DNA office. I'm headlining.
I'm headlining, featuring, and hosting at the DNA office in Roxbury.
I'll be live streaming once the test results come out.
I've been looking for comments. Y'all tune in. It's gonna be live. But no, I'm at the They call it Yaz's place, Dublin House. I'm at Dublin House in
Oh,
Roxbury.
for the urban explosion.
No. For Laughs on Taps, new location at the Dublin House in the heart of Roxbury. Not Dudley Square. Actually, it's Dorchester. Is that Dorchester or Roxbury? It's Roxbury. I'll be at Dublin House on Friday, this Friday. So come on, check it out. Got a great lineup of comedians. So come on and enjoy
Chocolate
yourself.
Shy, man.
Chocolate Shy in the building.
You and Chocolate Shy did the Apollo
Did
together.
the Apollo together. Looking forward to working with her again.
Yeah.
Hilarious. She's very funny. Ladies, come out there and join the support. Maybe I'll ask Chocolate Ty what she thinks about mandatory DNA testing.
Listen, if she's in town that day, when is that? Friday?
Mm-hmm.
She's in town that day. See if you can get her on the show, and I would love to hear what her response is.
You know,
if she got 30 minutes and her phone's with her, you might be able to do it.
We might need to revisit this conversation and bring some women in on this because we may be one-sided on it.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's why I tried to invite as many people as possible. So we're gonna get the technical side together, and then we can have more people come in because this was definitely a hot topic.
All right, y'all. Y'all be good. Thanks for joining.
All right, people. You know where to find me: Facebook, Instagram. It's all good. Whoop whoop
whoop whoop.
Oh, we sound like Amanda now.
Yeah. What's up? Mixes by Amanda. That's what Amanda has some shirts out right now. Mandatory DNA or either I'm not the father. She got those out now. Go get your shirt.
You are not the father.
As a matter of fact, when I get my DNA test done, I'm gonna have her bring her 360 camera so they can get me 360.
No, you know what? I'm gonna stop talking because she hates me, and this is all gonna be my fault. See, this whole section is gonna be because I said something, and it's not. So thank you, Amanda. We appreciate everything you do.
Everything. And
is she gonna have a booth set up down at Yaz's?
She's gonna have the boot set up, and she's gonna have her boot on again.
Okay, yeah, she back in the boot. I saw that. Wait a minute. Here's the question: How is the chicken at Yaz's?
We'll find out.
That's key.
All right, we'll let you know.
All right, bro. All right, man. Till next Tuesday.
Hold on a second.
Tuesday.
Okay, I stopped the live stream.
Oh, all right.
So I can pause the recording, or you want to stop it?
Nah, it's good. We'll see what we can get out of it.
Okay.
I definitely want to revisit this topic. I was trying to, So what I was doing, I was going to your page, and then I would hit share, and send. And when I hit share, the DMs come up, and I would just hit send and send it to people, and then I had people clicking on it and whatnot that couldn't get in. But I did see that. I can't scroll through your comments, but I know one person came because I sent it. You know her name. Can you scroll through your comments or see who? Wait a minute. Oh, Steph Ryder.
Yeah.
So she definitely came because I forwarded it to her.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's working for some people, but then I have people hitting me back saying, yeah, so she just hit me and said, thanks for the laugh. Does that mean every Tuesday at 7? So we'll say 6:30.
Yeah.
6:30, 7-ish.
When Ayana came on, I was like, oh shit. I don't know if I want to keep this conversation going.
Oh, good. Nah,
did it
bring
to
the
herself.
pain. Hey, just tell her we're doing a show, man. And tell her to join in the conversation. We need the interaction is what's going to cause Facebook to push it. You know what I mean? Because if they see a lot of comments and interaction and stuff, it's going to start getting out there in the stream.
The other thing though is we got to know, especially with conversations like that, we're gonna push some buttons because you got some mamas out here right now that's on this thing that probably damn no good or damn well that's not the father of their child.
That's what I want, bro. I didn't even tell my story about my son in El Paso.
Right.
So I knew you was running out of time, so I didn't even want to go into it. But we got to revisit, man.
Can you hear it in the background, the noise?
Nah. Well, you got a fan going or something?
You hear the voice talking?
Nope. Somebody came in while you was there though, right?
Yeah, it's Ari. He didn't realize I was in here. All right, let me get up out of here, man.
All right, bro. I'll hit you.
What?